Welcome to Fact Pros, where we explore the strange and unexplained. UFO sightings have captured humanity's imagination for decades, but some stand out due to their credibility, evidence, and the sheer number of witnesses. In this video, we explore 10 of the most well-documented UFO sightings that have left even the experts scratching their heads. From the Phoenix Lights to the Rendlesham Forest Incident, these cases remain some of the greatest mysteries of our time. 1. The Phoenix Lights, 1997, Arizona, USA. On March 13, 1997, thousands of people in Arizona, including the city of Phoenix, witnessed an extraordinary sight, what appeared to be a massive V-shaped formation of lights silently gliding across the sky. For nearly 2 hours, these lights were seen by residents, police officers, and even the then-governor Fife Symington, who later admitted to having seen an unexplainable craft. While the U.S. military claimed these lights were simply flares from a training exercise, many witnesses disagreed, stating that the craft was far too large and moved too quietly. This event is often described as one of the most widely witnessed UFO sightings in modern history, leaving behind videos, photos, and countless unanswered questions. 2. The Rendlesham Forest Incident, 1980. Suffolk, UK. In December 1980, military personnel at RAF Woodbridge in England witnessed a series of strange events that became known as the Rendlesham Forest Incident. Over 3 nights, multiple servicemen, including Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, reported seeing mysterious lights in the forest. Some even described seeing a metallic craft on the ground, leaving burn marks and high radiation levels at the landing site. Despite initial skepticism, Holt's own recordings and subsequent affidavits strongly suggest that something unearthly happened in that forest. To this day, it remains one of the most credible UFO encounters due to the involvement of military witnesses and physical evidence. 3. The USS Nimitz encounter, 2004, Pacific Ocean. In 2004, U.S. Navy pilots aboard the USS Nimitz encountered what they described as a tic-tac-shaped craft moving at incredible speeds off the coast of California. The unidentified object defied the laws of physics, with no visible propulsion and extreme acceleration. Known as the Tic Tac UFO, this sighting was captured on radar and infrared cameras, leaving behind undeniable evidence. This incident was declassified in 2017, raising serious questions even within the U.S. government. To this day, it remains one of the most credible UFO sightings, backed by both military testimonies and hard data. 4. The Westall UFO Incident, 1966, Melbourne, Australia. In 1966, over 200 students and teachers at Westall High School in Melbourne, Australia, witnessed a flying saucer hovering over their school. Some students described the UFO landing briefly before quickly flying away, leaving them mesmerized and confused. Despite the large number of witnesses, authorities attempted to dismiss the sighting. Decades later, the Westall UFO incident remains one of the most compelling due to the sheer number of credible witnesses. Why did officials cover it up? What did the students actually see that day? These questions continue to fuel debate. 5. The Battle of Los Angeles, 1942. California, USA. In the early hours of February 25, 1942, chaos erupted over the skies of Los Angeles. Air raid sirens blared, and over 1,400 rounds of anti-aircraft ammunition were fired at an unidentified object detected by military radar. This event, now famously known as the Battle of Los Angeles, occurred just months after the attack on Pearl Harbor, leaving residents in a state of fear and uncertainty. Despite the barrage of fire, no enemy planes or wreckage were ever found. While the Navy later dismissed the event as a false alarm triggered by jittery nerves, some witnesses reported seeing a mysterious, slow-moving object hovering in the sky. Conflicting military statements only deepened the mystery, with some officials suggesting the object could have been a weather balloon, while others speculated about enemy aircraft or even UFOs. This unexplained event left behind shattered windows, damaged buildings from friendly fire, and a lingering question. Was Los Angeles truly under attack, or did something far more mysterious visit that night? 6. The Valensole UFO landing, 1965, Valensole, France. In July 1965, Maurice Mass, a farmer in Valensole, France, claimed to witness a UFO land near his farm. He described seeing 2 small humanoid figures emerge from the craft, which temporarily paralyzed him. Investigators found physical evidence, including indentations in the ground and strange burn marks. Despite initial skepticism, the Valensole UFO incident is regarded as one of the most credible European UFO sightings, with masses' consistent testimony and the physical evidence left behind. 7. The Cash-Landrum Incident, 1980, Texas, USA. In 1980, Betty Cash, Vicky Landrum, and Colby Landrum witnessed a diamond-shaped craft emitting intense heat and light on a dark Texas road. The UFO was accompanied by military helicopters, leading many to believe it was a government experiment. However, all three suffered severe health effects afterward, resembling radiation poisoning, making the Cash-Landrum incident one of the few UFO cases with physical after-effects and medical documentation. 8. The Belgian UFO wave, 1989 to 1990. Belgium. Between 1989 and 1990, Belgium experienced a wave of UFO sightings, with witnesses describing large, triangular crafts. The Belgian Air Force even chased these objects, but was unable to catch or identify them. Radar data confirmed their existence, but no explanation was ever given. The Belgian UFO wave remains one of the most credible UFO events due to the multiple forms of evidence, including radar, photos, and military involvement. 9. The Lonnie Zamora Incident, 1964. New Mexico, USA. In April 1964, police officer Lonnie Zamora of Socorro, New Mexico, witnessed something he couldn't explain. While chasing a speeder, Zamora heard a loud roar and saw a bluish-orange flame in the sky. Intrigued, he followed the sound, expecting to find an explosion. Instead, he came across a shiny, egg-shaped craft about 150 yards away, resting on 4 landing legs. Near the craft, he saw 2 small humanoid figures in white coveralls. Before he could approach, the object began emitting a loud roar, prompting Zamora to take cover. Moments later, it lifted off, leaving behind scorched earth and 4 distinct landing impressions. This incident is particularly significant due to the extensive physical evidence left at the scene. Project Blue Book investigators found burned brush, deep imprints, and even reports of fused sand under the landing site. Zamora also described seeing a unique red insignia on the side of the craft, a detail he kept secret for years to filter out hoaxes. His credibility as a police officer, combined with the physical evidence, makes this one of the most credible UFO sightings in U.S. history. 10. The Pascagoula Abduction, 1973, Mississippi, USA. One of the most bizarre and well-documented abduction stories occurred in October 1973, when Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker were fishing along the Pascagoula River in Mississippi. They described being suddenly paralyzed by a bright light and taken aboard a spacecraft by strange, clawed creatures with gray, wrinkled skin. According to their accounts, the creatures examined them with mechanical devices before returning them to the riverbank. What makes this case stand out is the reaction of both men after the incident. In a state of shock, they immediately reported the encounter to local authorities, passing lie detector tests soon after. Hickson and Parker remained consistent with their story for decades, with Parker even publishing a book about the experience in 2018. The Pascagoula abduction remains one of the most famous alien abduction cases, often cited due to the victims' reliability and the detailed descriptions of their captors. Author. Conclusion and expert opinions. From the Phoenix Lights to the Belgian UFO wave, these sightings share something in common. They remain unexplained. Are these encounters evidence of extraterrestrial visitors? Or is there a more earthly explanation? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more mysterious content from Fact Pros.